Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today is our Jace day, apparently. 3 boosters with Jace on them. In our previous packs, we opened up Kothophed, Managorger Hydra, Nissa's Revelation, and 2 foils, a foil Elvish Visionary, and a foil Orbs of Warding. Not bad. So let's see what we can add to these out of these 3 packs. Hopefully something interesting. Set those up there. Let's go with this pack first. Hope everybody had a wonderful pre-release, because I didn't get to play as many times as I'd like to. There was actually a midnight pre-release at my local card shop on Friday, well, Saturday at midnight. Or, I'm not sure how to put that. Saturday at 12:01 a.m. We'll put it like that. That might make more sense. Let's see. So far we're getting a lot of red cards in this pack. Interesting cards. I might stop and look at some of these. We've gone to the uncommons. Let's see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 commons. Might of the Masses. Good to see that return with cards like the Thopter token producers, Dragon Fodder, Hordling Outburst. Might of the Masses is actually an excellent card right now. Green also has a lot of creatures that put more creatures into play. There's an elf where if you have another elf, when it comes into play, you get another elf token. So I'm looking forward to getting some of those elf warrior tokens as well. So Might of the Masses is actually a pretty good card in limited. Green-red is just bursting with power, especially when you have cards like Mage Ring Bully. 2 mana for 2/2, has to attack each turn of able. That's hardly a drawback. There are a few cards, once they get out something big that can block it, or a good defender card, then that sucks. But it has prowess. So when you cast Might of the Masses, it gets an extra +1/+1 just because of prowess. And Subterranean Scout enters battlefield. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. You can target itself if you needed to, but you can target the Mage Ring Bully and then cast a spell to give it the prowess trigger, and it still affects. So long as this resolves before it gets the prowess trigger, it will still be unblockable. Because the only targeting part is that it has to be 2 or less, and it's only as part of this effect. So if it gets its power toughness raised or lowered afterward, it's still affected. Let's see, Toppen Freeblade, Vigilance and Renown, 2/2 for 3. Pretty good card. In white, being able to give it protection just to go through is pretty good. There's a lot of really nice 2-cost creatures that are at least 2 power. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing a lot of speedy decks now, because there has been quite a bit of control, although Atarka Goblins seems to be doing pretty well. Let's see, Grasp with the Hieromancer, another excellent card. The creature gets +1/+1 for its effect, and whenever this creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. So your creature can then swing out and become unblockable. So you put it on a renowned creature with renown, and it gets through unblocked, becomes larger. So this, as soon as the Grasp is on it, it's now a 3/3 Vigilance. Swings out, or it attacks, tap down the blocker, it gets through, becomes a 4/4. That's fantastic. Let's see, Unholy Hunger, destroy target creature, and if there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. Another interesting little fact, the angel in the background of this card is the Archangel of Tithes, and originally that headgear was on the Archangel of Tithes. I don't know if I'm getting it too, there you go. The headgear that Liliana wears used to belong to that angel, and now Liliana has it. That's, if you've ever wondered where that crown or tiara, I'm not sure what to call that. It's not exactly a halo, but that's where it came from. She got it from that angel. And then Touch of Moonglove. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. Whenever a creature dealt damage by that creature dies this turn, its controller loses 2 life. Excellent with Double Strike. Excellent with extra attack steps. Excellent with excellent with any creature that can deal extra damage to other creatures. If they print something that can tap and distribute damage, or oh gosh, think about the one card from Return to Ravnica, the Izzet Staticaster, putting this on it, casting that on it, and then having it tap, naming a creature type, all of them take damage. Oh, you'd name tokens. Name Goblin token and deal 1 damage to each Goblin token in play. Then they'd lose 2 life for each of them. Man, Touch of Moonglove is going to become... it's just going to become a very good card in Limited. I really like it, because you destroy the creature, because the creature gains Death Touch, and that creature dies, and the controller loses 2 life. Everything about this is a win card. Guardians of Meletis. 0/6 for 3 Defender works extremely well with Assault Formation decks. Alright, let's move on to our uncommon cards. Seismic Elemental. This card would have won me the game in Limited, because usually people attack with their flyers and leave their non-flying creatures to block my non-flying creatures. They'll just, you know, if my creatures don't fly, they'll just swing out with their flyers. So Seismic Elemental in Limited has really taken people by surprise. The only thing you got to do is make sure you get all the red mana you need. But yes, it is a very good card in Limited. And next card, Gather the Pack. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. If there are 2 more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, put up to 2 creature cards from among the revealed cards into your hand instead of 1. Interesting, because it can feed its own. It can't feed its own, but it can set you up for another one of these for spell mastery. It's also good for delve decks. Green, still really good at making it good for delve, despite losing Sidisi, losing the black-blue-green general. Yeah, Gathering a Pack is really good. The only thing that would have made it better was if it were an instant. But yeah, I mean, even at sorcery speed, you're probably going to get a creature that you can immediately cast, so it's worth it. This card, Revenant. Let's see. This is a very old card from Volrath's Stronghold. Unfortunately, they didn't print it with the old flavor text, but it's 5 mana for a flying creature and has power and toughness each equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Only your graveyard, and yeah, it's not as good, but it's still pretty good. I mean, in Limited especially. And our last card, our rare, is Despoiler of Souls. 2 black mana for 3/1. Can't block. 2 black mana. Exile 2 other creature cards from your graveyard. Return Despoiler of Souls from your graveyard to the battlefield. And that's a horror, not a zombie. Something to think about. Got a mountain and a thopter. Alright. It's an okay rare, I guess. Set it over here. Open up this pack. Alright, we've got an Auramancer. Good with all the bestow creatures. Another Touch of Moonglove. Act of Treason, always powerful. Mighty Leap. Green and white get the creature pumps, man. Very good. And then there's the Might of the Masses. Screeching Scab, 2/1 for 2. Enters battlefield, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Could help you with spell mastery, I might point out. Another Guardians of Meletis. Unholy Hunger. Another one of those. Mantle of Webs. Interesting card. Gives your creature +1/+3 and has reach. But, you know, in general, again, Assault Formation, I can't sing that card's praises enough. But kind of tough. This works really well in Limited, I'll put it that way. Like I said, people like to swing out with their flyers. Psychic Rebuttal. Counter target instant or sorcery spell that targets you. Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you may copy that spell, countered this way, and choose new targets for the copy. Interesting. Very interesting. So if somebody tries to lightning bolt you, you can actually not only just counter their lightning bolt, but have the lightning bolt deal damage to them. It sucks that it has to target you. On the other hand, this is kind of an anti-counter spell. If you target yourself with Time Stretch and somebody tries to counter your Time Stretch, what you do is you cast Psychic Rebuttal, target your Time Stretch that's targeting yourself, countering it, and then copying it, and then you target yourself with the copy. That voids your opponent's counterspell. That is an extremely rare effect. You're not going to see that happen probably ever, but that is a possible use for this card. Next, Sylvan Messenger, another reprint, I believe from Invasion. 3 and 1 green mana for 2/2, trample. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You put all elf cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. I know people were complaining that there weren't enough elves in Standard. But now we're going to have a lot of them, especially heading back to Zendikar. And Zendikar's Royal. This is a good card because it stacks. You can have multiples of this, and each one will give you a 2/2 creature for every land you play. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, put a 2/2 green elemental creature token onto the battlefield. Nice landfall effect, works extremely well with fetches. I could see this becoming a deck type because you can just hold off, put out your Evolving Wilds and fetch cards and just wait before actually doing anything with them. And looks like we're going to have a foil after this rare, which is Gia's Revenge. 7 mana for 8/5, can't be countered, haste, can't be the target of non-green spells or abilities from non-green sources. Which is a thing. 8/5 for 7 mana. That's okay. Let's see what our foil was. Really? Really? Okay, so we got a foil Gia's Revenge and a regular Gia's Revenge in the same pack. That's some odds right there. That's got to be some odds. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, or a wonderful evening, and tune in tomorrow to see what the next packs are going to be. Take care, everybody. Whoops. I had to edit this back in. I forgot this third pack. I hope my phone can handle editing this video. Let's see. Third pack. Subterranean Scout, another Aromancer, Titanic Growth, Nivix Barrier, Flash Defender, Pricklebore. As long as it's your turn, it has +2/+0 in first strike. So 5/3 first strike for 5 is pretty good in red. Reeve Soul, destroy target creature with power 3 or less. Excellent card. Very good for removal in this set. Fairy Miscreant, 1/1 flying for 1 blue mana. When it comes into play, if you control another creature named Fairy Miscreant, draw a card. Nice. Llanowar Empath, decent scry effect for green. Kythian's Tactics, creatures you control get +2/+1, spell mastery, they also get vigilance, making them extremely powerful cards. Another Gearcrafter. And now we go to our uncommons. Blazing Hellhound. To sacrifice it, deals 1 damage to target, sacrifice another creature. Blazing Hellhound deals 1 damage to target creature or player. 4/3 for 4, not bad. Works very well with the Gearcrafter and all the Thopter tokens. You know, if you need to deal some damage to target creature or player, that's good. Could be a nice effect to kind of get your opponent's life total down as quickly as possible. Next, Gnarlroot Trapper. 1 green mana for 1/1 Elf Druid. Tap, pay 1 life, add 1 green mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast an elf creature spell. Or, tap, target attacking elf you control gains Death Touch until end of turn. This would go in a Gilt-Leaf Archdruid deck. If you play black-green with, say, Gerard Golgari, you can use the Gnarlroot Trapper and the you could play Gilt-Leaf Archdruid, and then this would count for druids being cast. Would it work for casting? All your elf cards would work for casting Gerard. And being able to give Death Touch is pretty good because, and the Archdruid's effect is you tap 7 druids you control, untap druids you control, and you gain control of all lands target player controls. So the Gnarlroot Trapper is pretty good in that regard. Might be worth putting into a deck, building a deck around even. Blessed Spirits. 2/2 flying for 3. Whenever you cast an enchantment, put a +1/+1 counter on Blessed Spirits. This can get pretty big pretty fast, especially with Theros Block still playable in Standard. Huh. The heron in the background is kind of neat. See it in the artwork. There's a lot going on in this artwork. You know, obviously these are ghost children. Like, let's say, not all heroes die in armor. Yeah, kind of sad, but good card. Yeah, and let's see. We've just got 1 rare in this, and it is Outland Colossus. 6/6 for 5, and then has Renown of 6. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, if it isn't Renowned, put 6 counters on it, and it becomes Renowned. Can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, so if it's the biggest thing on the field, it's going to kill just about everything else, unless it's Death Touch. But yeah, Outland Colossus is a pretty good card. 5 mana for 6/6, not bad. Not bad at all. We've seen a lot of green in these packs. And then there's Nissa Ravain and Gideon and an island. Well, hopefully I can edit this together. If not, I'll have to upload these 2 videos separately. I hope I don't have to. For some reason, the response time on my camera is a little bit choppy, and I'm not sure if that's a problem with my phone, if I'm getting a notification of some kind or what. But I hope, yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, or a wonderful evening, and hope hope tomorrow's even better. Yep. So, take care, everybody.